Good afternoon, everyone. It is Friday. It is the Furniss Fast Lanes with Facts Not Feelings. And I've done this enough, Rod, that I know to put everything on silent. And as I just started doing this, my watch is going a little nuts. So we're gonna go into Do Not Disturb right now because you think I never done a podcast before, but apparently I have. So yeah, how you doing, bud?
I'm great. I mean, with that professional introduction you got on there, it's second nature for you.
There you go. Now my editor makes me look a lot better than I am. Oh, we might have got you frozen here. There you are. You're coming back now. You're coming back.
Yeah.
Well, this is
awesome.
the first though, Marod. Like you're the first person to do the live show from Snow Patrol. So there's that.
That's just me not having my calendar in sync the way it should be.
It's end of month. Don't worry about it. It's all good. Like we're just doing.
Awesome.
We have a mutual. What was that? We're gonna a little bit of lag here, so we're gonna do the best we can. There's a little bit of lag between what I'm saying and I think by the time you're hearing it. So we're gonna work the best that we can with this, my friend.
Sounds great.
Awesome. All right. So I know it is end of month. We had opening day happen yesterday. We got March Madness. So it's all kinds of chaos. So I don't know what the attendance is going to be today. We're going to find out. I blamed last week. I go, you know what? It was the first start of March Madness. I go, I think honestly, everybody's watching March Madness. I would probably be doing the same thing. Like, let's be honest, I 100% would. But with that, let's jump into this. So for those that don't know, David Marod, here he is in all of his Snow Patrol gear. Yep. Like I said, and in the episode, also you can find him either skiing or on a yacht or snowmobiling. This is it right there. I proved my point. So he has an incredible tool. Yes. He has an incredible tool called Contacter AI. And I'm actually going to throw this up here. So you probably saw in there, it says silent partner. That it's his company, but Contacter AI is part of it. Is that a good explanation there, Marod?
Yeah, perfect. It's our only product from Silent Partner, which is Contacter. Yep.
Fantastic. Okay. Larry, buddy, I actually have you on I have not spoken to you forever. I need to call you. So let's connect after the show because it's been way too long since talking to you. So with Contacter AI, this is something, and I am going to just go a little bit more on this because I was so blown away with the product that you guys have. And when I was introduced to it, that I just go, I'm usually pretty skeptical, especially when it comes to AI, because there's just so many people out there throwing around that they can do insert whatever here now. It's just the list is limitless on what they say they can do. But when you really get in there to find out that they can't do 90% of what they can say. And so when you and I first were having the first demo together, there were a lot of questions, but that I was being asked. Because I was like, is this product really doing what it says it can do? And it can. So it's just been really cool to see the progression of where you our first conversation about Contacter AI to where you are today. And for those that maybe haven't had a chance to catch up in the episode, I don't know if I can forgive you, but I will let it slide this time. Is think of a AI, but it's going to do. You've got the AI for voice, and you have the AI for text and email. That's where Contacter AI is going to come in. Do you really want to be sending those 5,000 emails to a consumer that you can't get a hold of? No, the AI can do it for you. So that's where his AI comes in. So if you're thinking, hey, I'm hearing a word, I don't know what it is, that is what his product does. And hopefully I did a little bit of justice on what you guys do.
Yeah, for sure you did. Being able to do what you said, that kind of that heavy lifting for those mundane tasks. We know a lot of email and text takes follow-up. And I said it during the podcast, that 4-letter word work. And salespeople are really built to be selling face-to-face in most of the cases. So what we try to do is do the heavy lifting and get that person lower in the funnel and get them in so they talk to a salesperson.
Which is, I think right now we're in a very interesting time in our industry where it can go one of a couple ways. And so to have that in there to hey, let's really work our first party data, work the people in the CRM. I know as our industry, the first thing we want to do is buy more leads. I need more leads, Brooke. If I had more leads, I would close more. No, your close percentage sucks. And that's not money well spent. If you actually work the customers inside your CRM, you'd actually sell more, but you give up after the second try. That's your issue, not buying more leads. So
right.
So, oh my gosh, Brian Ortega, buddy, how are you doing? So, Brian, I can't remember if you use AI or not, and I'm just going to quick introduction virtually here. Marod, I don't know if you know Brian Ortega. No, I introduced you guys when we were
I
flying.
don't. Hi, Brian.
Yes. Brian,
Oh,
I
that's
think
right.
I
Yes,
introduced,
yes, yes.
yeah, I think I introduced you guys. Brian was on the flight with me flying to NADA. Brian, Dave, there you go. Now you
Yep.
guys are officially introduced. So there you go.
Nice.
But great tool.
Yep. Awesome.
Looking back at sorry, go ahead. Oh, I think there's a little bit of lag here. So what was one of your main takeaways from the show, Marod?
One of my main takeaways, it was when we talked about basically what what we want the end result to be by using artificial intelligence, and I think for me, really defining that, where we want to have leads lower in the funnel, and we talk about a good lead versus a bad lead, and a lot of times that we're really talking where they are in the process, whether how much work it's going to take them to be a buyer. And I think that's what we do best with the AI is engage customers, introduce them to the store, introduce to the salesperson, and bring them lower in the funnel, and so they're ready to buy.
And I love that the visual, because we in our industry we always think funnels, right? It's always funnels. And if you start thinking about that, hey, I've got this customer up here, and the number of contacts you have to actually get that customer in the door is quite a bit, especially if we fumble that first one. So having the AI do the work for you to say, hey, let's bring the person from here and then down here and then down here. Oh, look, now they're in the store now. And I loved your example of your store that the customer came in and started asking for, I don't know if it was Nancy, it was someone, but it ended up being the assistant. He's like, oh, no, that's my assistant. Like, we're not going to hide from this. This is my assistant. And how well that works. I've seen it time and time again, whether it was chat or AI, that they will come in and asking for the chat box or whomever they were working with, thinking that's a real person. And that's a testament to the service and the technology, that the consumer truly believes that it's a human being. Like, that's a job well done on that one.
Right. And again, our mission isn't trying to fool a customer. Our mission is trying to reach out to them, get engagement with them, answer questions, and be a value add to that customer, so they want to do business with the store. And I think that's what, as you get AIs that get smarter and smarter, they're able to do that much better.
Amen to that. I mean, we talked and made it very clear multiple times, actually, that BDCs, when done correctly, are awesome. And you can always bring on an AI to help the BDC be more efficient and to focus on what they want to be focusing on, which is not 20,000 emails a day. Like, they just don't want to be doing that. If you do, maybe get your head checked. I personally get enough emails. I don't want to send another email at all possible. And so taking the AI portion of it, plus the human aspect, and then making the super team of like, this is what we're going to do. Now, sometimes that may be a business's decision to say, hey, we are going to blow up the BDC because of XYZ. Okay, then great. Let's make sure the process is in place, because now you're having a robot do the majority of the task. So really have that process honed in. And then the other one's like, hey, let's have a hybrid. I mean, so there's multiple different ways to integrate the AI into your process. It's just making sure that it integrates with, you've all heard me say this, people, process, and product. It has to integrate with all three. And
Right.
That is one thing in particular. Once again, going back and looking at what Contacter AI does, is I don't have to now log into 13 different screens. And that is such a pet peeve of mine, when I find that these tools are supposed to make everything easier, just make it more work for me at a dealership level, when I don't have time to breathe, let alone log into 2 different dashboards because it doesn't integrate correctly.
100%. And also, we want to reaffirm a CRM, for example, in the store is only as good as people use it, and how much they use it and the data they put in there. So we really try to affirm or reaffirm that process of being able to work out of the CRM, having the AI, basically in the CRM, pushing notes to the customer field, working the leads, and then the alerts and letting people know what's going on within the CRM, so that we have good practices and process, like you said. You don't have to go in and work in a different place. We want people working out of the CRM.
It is. And Brian, I don't know if you ended up going with why you're chatting in here, if you ended up going with the AI tool or not. I'm just curious how that's worked with you oversee a few different stores, and how that's worked with your stores. Or maybe, hey, we haven't made that transition yet, but here's what we're thinking. I'd love to throw it in the chat here. And as always, Jeff Avila and Brian Ortega, it's your birthday every day. So happy birthday to you guys 365 days out of the year, because we all love them. And it is like looking at how we can better everything. And that, once again, it doesn't matter what tool you have, but is it making it more streamlined? And too often we think, oh, well, it's got to be a better experience for the consumer. It does. 100% it does. What about your own employees? And I think I believe that gets overlooked way too often is this going to make it more seamless and just flow better for the employees? Because if the employees are not happy and they're having to do whatever it is that's being it's a frustration to them, that is going to get pushed on to the consumer. And the consumer is probably experiencing it as well, but looking at all holistically to say, is this whatever we're doing, whatever process or button or whatever we're putting on the website or into our process, is it better for everybody? Because if it's not, why are you doing it?
Right. Yeah, and one of the things I think happens sometimes is, especially using the AI, it'll reach out to a customer and say, "Hey, did you get all the information you were after? I'm just reaffirming you had all the information you were after to make an informed decision." And sometimes the customer answers back, "No, I never got the pictures," or "No, I never, heard back from the salesman." And we don't want the AI to be like Big Brother, but what we want to do is be able to kind of understand if we need to get that customer more information. And the follow-up questions with the AI allows us to do that. The email could have went to spam, or the pictures got caught up, or the employee was off that day, or whatever it is. We want to, I use the analogy all the time. It's like two ships passing in the night. The customer thinks that the salesman doesn't care. The salesman thinks, "Wow, customer never responded to me." And really, they just missed each other in communication. And the AI is really good at finding that out. And so that's another real added benefit. You end up inadvertently getting the safety net when you start using artificial intelligence.
And I believe that as well. Like, I mean, we've all going back to like, hey, we thought something happened. It didn't, whether it's communication or it could be a technology thing. I mean, I had an email sent to me. It comes up on my phone. I go into Gmail. It's not there. It's gone. And so I don't know what happened, but for some reason, the only way I could respond to that email was on my phone. Once I did it, it brought it back into Gmail, but it was weird. Like, so there are just weird stuff that happens. Something gets caught in cyberspace. Like,
Right.
to have that follow up instead of automatically, we talked about prejudging, automatically saying, "Oh, the customer sucks. They don't respond to me." Well, maybe your email or text never got to them, or that maybe, like most, like I have a bit of a problem where I think I've responded to a text message and I never responded to it. So it could be something like that as well.
100%. And yep. Yep. And again, it's better to find those things out and correct them than just let it go and never do anything about it. Because, we're able to fix those things.
And one of the other things I really liked we talked about was those common stumbling blocks, the common mistakes when you're trying to integrate AI, and what you need to look out for, those questions you need to ask, but little things like that of like, hey, what else do I need to do for those common mistakes so I don't fall into those? Nope, we may
Oh,
have lost you
I
on that one.
lost you.
There. I'm just going to keep talking then until you get back. So, Peter, I say to birthday, Jeff, it's always your birthday.
I'm
So,
back.
Peter, hope you're doing well. And David, I think we have your back. You're talking about the common AI mistakes and how to avoid them.
Yeah, so a couple of things that have to happen. We need to make sure that we're using your process and reaffirming the process in the store, and we're not trying to flip the store upside down to do things different. We humans don't like change. We want to use the AI as a powerful helper or assistant, not trying to change the way we're doing business completely. The other thing is we really need the buy-in from the salespeople and the managers. No program is going to work if we're fighting it. We're at a point in the industry where a lot of people are using artificial intelligence for great results. It's not going away, and it's better to embrace it early on and learn from it and be able to utilize it in your store. And have that supported from the service director, the GSM, GM, and the owner. And so when we see those things where we integrate it with the process, and we have support, and also the most important, or one of the most important things, we talked about earlier, it's got to be integrated into your systems. It's got to be integrated into the CRM and the DMS if we're working service and reminders for ROs. So with that integration, that support, and being able to use it as a helper, as an assistant, I think we see a lot of success with stores.
Agreed on all accounts there. I mean, we even something as simple as like, hey, we're changing. Once again, I just go back to like any change that you make sure you let everyone know. And so something like an AI tool, whether it's chat or whatever it's going to be, does everybody know? Because what will happen more times than not is that, oh, we're going to make this big change and we're going to tell the sales managers and that's it. Well, that's great that the sales managers know, but the communication needs to be disseminated to sales people, your BDC, your finance, your reception, service, parts. I mean, everybody needs to know about this change. When
Yep.
whether you like it or not, this ripple effect of the change that happens is infinite. So every single person needs to know. A lot of times it'll be depending on the change that someone thinks that change is coming from their job, and that's not the case at all. We're making it so you can do your job better. But having those communications beforehand and having that little meeting to say, hey, this is the change we're going to make. Honestly, if you're not on board, there's a door. Like all we're trying to do is help here. So I get that not all changes are going to be welcomed. We hate change as humans, as you stated. That being said, it's like, how is he supposed to grow? Like that is how you, like you're gonna have to make some change. I mean, we can do any analogy at this point of
Right.
whether it's
Right.
Blockbuster or anything like that. Of that they refused to make those changes, and what happened when they didn't make those changes.
Yeah, 100%. I like to call that the evolution. We've got to evolve, right? We've got to be able to get smarter, work better, not harder, and that's really, in a nutshell, I think what the artificial intelligence helps us do. It just helps us work better and smarter to do what we do best, and that's be able to engage people and sell cars and service.
Amen to that. Anything that we missed from the show that you want to highlight?
Um, No, I think because I had such a great interviewer and podcast extraordinaire running the show, I don't think we missed anything. But I'd like to reiterate one thing, and that is it's not too late. It's not, there's not a big cost involved. We're talking about time and some energy, but if you haven't used AI in your sales and service process, try it. I think you're going to be pleasantly surprised at what's out there, how it works, and with somebody like like with our team, we've been in the AI space for over a decade. And, we've done installs and for different companies for hundreds of stores. We worked in retail automotive in our lives, so a lot of what we do is based around good practice on how to sell cars, helping you go through the steps to the sale, but using the artificial intelligence to help you. So I would just encourage everybody to give it a whirl.
And I agree. And there is a big difference in when you've not worked in a dealership, yet you're trying to offer consulting or advice on how to better something. I get that everyone needs to work in it. It's just for me, it's just like I truly do believe you need to be had spent some time in the dealership to truly understand the chaos that is the automotive industry. I mean, whether it's from
Yep.
working bell to bell, there's the joys of working with the public, all these little things that we outside looking at. If you haven't been there, I have a hard time listening to you because you haven't been there. That you can still offer advice, but there's just certain things until you've been in the mud and gotten dirty with it, you need to be in it. So, and there is that difference. I mean, as we were discussing, even the login thing, dealers do not need another dashboard to log into. For the love, stop having more technology that is it's just making things so more convoluted. When in fact we can just open up one and have it be there. And that's someone I not just that has been in the industry and experienced those pains, but hey, this just seems logical. And I will say, like, obviously his links here, you guys have seen it in the show notes, you've seen it on the QR code, whatever. You can get in touch with this man anywhere, and I'll have you say all your stuff in a hot second. But
Sure.
if you're even remotely thinking, hey, maybe we do AI, whether you have a great functioning BDC or we had it with our BDC, talk to this man. I mean, I see a lot of tools, and I don't want to get on a high horse about this. I'm going to, though, is that there's what they're able to do, I have not seen a lot of other people be able to do, and to the extent that they do it. So definitely talk to this man. AI is always on. You don't have to be answering stuff at 10 o'clock at night or 5 in the morning. Let the AI do it work for you. So with that, Marod, how can people get in touch with you right now?
It's dmarod at silentpartner.ai, DMAROD at silentpartner.ai, or go to contactor.ai or silentpartner.ai. There's plenty of ways to get a hold of us there. And then also LinkedIn is a great one too, David Marod. And I'd like to add too, Brooke, if you just have some questions about it, whether you choose our company or not, if you need some advice on it, you're looking at something, we compete with these people out in the industry. I know most of them, on a personal level. We'll shoot you straight. If you're thinking about going in a different direction, you just have questions, let us know. We're here to help. Obviously we'd like you to try out and use Contactor AI, but at the same time, look at us as a resource in your corner as you're navigating these waters.
And I think that is so. When someone says that and they actually truly mean it like you do, that makes such a big difference, because there are so many tools out there. And too often, once again, being on the side of being a product agnostic company, I sit on these demos and these vendor calls all the time. And there's a big difference between the vendor that refuses to work with anybody and their employees are only drinking the water and therefore their product's the best, versus a partner says, hey, this might not be the best product for you. I would suggest this over here, but let's talk it out. And I will tell you without fail, this man will 100% like, well, they may excel over here, but here's where we excel. And he'll be able to at least answer those questions, because there's such a wide ocean of AI, everything out there now. And someone that's been doing this for as long as he has that says something. I mean, for all of us that have been in the industry long enough, know Conversica and know that was one of the first AI tools in our industry. So he has been doing this for a hot minute and can answer those questions for you 100%.
You bet.
Awesome, man. Well, I'm going to let you get back to the joys of Snow Patrol. And it's actually sunny here today, which is amazing. It's like supposed to be 70 degrees, which we haven't gotten above 40 in, I don't know, since November. So I'm going to go outside and enjoy the sunshine for a hot minute. You're going to enjoy rain, apparently, with some snow, it looks like there.
Yep.
Something like that.
Yep. A lot of rain here in the Pacific Northwest.
A little bit. And we've had so much here. Like we've had I was pulling up the weather, and it was showing rain for like next 5 days. I go, what? I don't understand Chicago. Like, what are you doing right now? We're not in Seattle. But with that, everyone, you all know the drill at this point. Find a way to serve. Find a way to just help someone make their day a little bit better. Whether it's a kind smile, whether it's opening a car door, just do something to better someone's day to day. And with that, everyone, we will not see you next week, because this is the last show of the season, but we'll be back at some point in the near future. We'll still have content coming out. You guys can still reach out to all of us. With that, everyone, we'll see you. All right. Bye-bye.